Hi, everybody. I'm Brittany Lewis, a breaking news reporter here at Forbes. Joining me now is my Forbes colleague, staff writer Zach Everson. Zach, thanks so much for joining me.
My pleasure, Brittany.
You have some news about who exactly paid for now President-elect Donald Trump's October Madison Square Garden rally. So first, before we get into who exactly funded it, give us the highlight reel of this campaign event. So it was the end of October. It was really supposed to be Trump's closing argument ahead of the election.
Right. I think a lot of people might say there was no such thing as a highlight reel to it. But it did have several warm-up acts. Elon Musk spoke, Melania spoke. Most of the media attention centered around a comedian who made a bunch of disparaging remarks around Puerto Ricans. And Hulk Hogan also spoke, and then Donald Trump took the stage for a 78-minute speech that really just played a lot of the hits. The big thing about the rally was that people questioned what the hell is he doing in liberal New York City in the closing days of an election when he should be out in a swing state. And, obviously it didn't matter. He ended up winning regardless of where he was spending the time. So Donald Trump, being from Queens, a lot's been written about his feeling like he needs to be, respected in Manhattan, and obviously selling out Madison Square Garden will certainly, make him feel respected in that borough.
And to your point, New York and New York City especially Manhattan, is a liberal stronghold. So people did question why he was there, why he was at that arena. It seemed more to be of a moment more than a campaign strategy. But who exactly funded this endeavor?
Well, we just found that out recently with some campaign finance filings. There's this group, the America First Action Fund, which is a super PAC that just registered a few days before the event, reported that it paid $500,000 to Madison Square Garden, just a couple days before the event. And when you look at the donors to that America First Action Fund, the largest far and away is Linda McMahon, Donald Trump's former administrator of the Small Business Administration during his first term, also the former executive at the WWE Wrestling.
So tell us a little bit more about Linda McMahon. Should people know her mostly from the WWE, as you said, but who exactly is she and how did she enter Trump's orbit?
Well, she and her husband, Vince McMahon, I believe they are separated right now, but still married. They've been longtime friends, associates of Trump's. She's made a couple forays into politics on her own, tried to run for Senate in Connecticut, did not win. He then gave her the nod for that first 2 years of his term where she was the administrator of SBA. She left that to then go run a PAC to super PAC supporting Trump. And she's been a pretty big donor of his. Just this campaign, she's donated at least $22 million in support of his candidacy, mostly to super PACs. So groups that aren't officially connected to Trump's candidacy, but are buying ads on his behalf.
And so then she writes a check for this brand new super PAC, America First Action Fund. Did anyone else donate to the super PAC?
Yeah, there was just a smaller donation. $150,000 came from Senator John Kerry, a Republican of Louisiana. His leadership PAC chipped in that amount. So that was where all the money came from, just those two donors. And like I said, McMahon was by far and away the most generous.
And so you said that the rally cost $500,000. Were there any other expenses here that were covered by the million plus the other donation?
Yeah, so they spent, there's money spent on event signage, and there were also a lot of travel expenses that the super PAC reported reimbursing people for. So it seems likely that those were also related to the event, although spokespeople for McMahon and for the super PAC did not get back to me. Return request for comment.
So, Zach, you said that this campaign cycle she spent $22 million on Donald Trump, but is it fair to say that this paid off because he has now tapped her to be in his next administration?
Right. It certainly didn't hurt. There's no downside if you want to get in Trump's good graces of throwing some money his way, whether to his businesses or his campaign. She was in it before, but she'd also been a donor before. So I don't know if this specific outlay is what helped get her that position. But certainly, being a reliable donor, somebody who's run super PACs on his behalf is going to help you land top administration jobs.
And so she's worked at the WWE. Now she's tapped to lead the Department of Education. I'm not seeing a lot of overlap on the resume there. So does she have qualifications, or what are they, to lead the Department of Education?
Well, there's a lot that can be learned from watching WWE matches, I guess. But yeah, she had worked with the Connecticut Board of Education for a little bit as well, so she does have some bit of a background there. Obviously, as former head of the SBA, she has role an administrative job running a large government organization, so she does have that background as well.
Well, Zach Everson, per usual, I appreciate your reporting. Thanks for joining me.
Per usual, my pleasure.